Hi BookTube, I'm here with a book haul. I went to a publisher's warehouse clearance and I did some damage. Hardcovers were $3, soft covers were $1, and I got one audiobook which was $2. So they're all brand new books, so that's an amazing price. As you know, books can be expensive. So I'm gonna get started, I guess, first with the books I bought just because. Sleeping Giants by Sylvain Neuvel. This is about a giant hand, and I picked it up because it was on the Canada Reads long list, and it was one of the ones that I was really interested in reading, so now I got myself a nice hardcover copy of that. And then I got this copy of Jerusalem by Alan Moore. So it comes in the 3 volumes. This is about language, and up here it says it's about everything. So we'll see. Language and everything. That pretty much encompasses my interests. Then we have The Beetle by Richard Marsh, which is about a politician who's being stalked, I guess, by this beetle that can change it, shape it will, and compel others to do its bidding. It's bent on revenge for a crime committed against the disciples of Isis, the goddess, not the terrorist group. And then I got David Mitchell's Slade House, which I'm sure everyone knows about. It's about a strange house that you just stumble across, and you can come in, but you can never leave. Sounds like a particularly interesting Eagles song. Then I got Labyrinths by Jorge Luis Borges, and this is just a postmodern masterpiece. I say just. Wenjack by Joseph Boyden. This is this tiny little book, you know, about the size of my hand. It's about a young boy who runs away from a residential school. Then we have Weep Not Child, and I'm going to apologize for this, Ngugi wa Thiong'o, I'm going to say, and it's a Kenyan novel about the Mau Mau uprising. Then I got The Tales of Aisi by Aisi, and it says here it's one of the most famous and important works of Japanese literature. It contains, that's the introduction, 125 poems, and there's some sketches to go along with it. I'm reading Silk right now by Alessandro Baracchio, and I'm really enjoying it, so I decided to pick up this one, and my hands are strategically placed there. This is The Young Bride, and it is about a young woman discovering her sensuality. Then, if you don't know, I do have a huge crush on Rob Canoe, and this is his memoir, The Reason You Walk. He is I don't even know if he can be classified as one thing. He's a Canadian public figure. We'll say that. Right now working as a politician. Then we have The Underworld by Kevin Canty, and this is about a mining disaster. I also picked up Negroland, a memoir by Margot Jefferson, and this is about affluent African Americans. You know, exclusive sororities, fraternities, networks, and clubs, a world in which skin color and hair texture were relentlessly evaluated alongside scholarly and professional achievements, where the talented 10th positioned themselves as a third race between whites and the masses of Negroes. So that sounds interesting. Then my cousin had 2 versions of this, so she gave me this one, Fire by C.C. Humphreys. This is about the London fire in 1666. But it also has to do with the number of the beast, so that will be interesting. Then I got this huge one, 4321 by Paul Auster, and this is about 4 different versions of one guy's life, so it's like parallel universes. Okay, graphic novels next, I guess. I got 2 Doctor Who graphic novels. This is the 11th Doctor Archives, Volume 1. And then I have 4 Doctors, Chaos rules when 3 doctors meet. And I guess a 4th doctor comes around. So that sounds cool. And then I got The Last Dragon by Jan Yolen with an introduction by Neil Gaiman. I'll give you a little peek at the art there. Kind of like ethereal, I guess, is how I describe it. And Jan Yolen wrote one of my favorite books from childhood called The Devil's Arithmetic. And then I love Jason Momoa. I'm really excited to see him as Aquaman, so I decided to pick up an Aquaman comic. This is To Serve and Protect. I am currently reading the PC Peter Grant series, Rivers of London series, if otherwise known as, and this is Bodywork, which is the graphic novel version. Then I picked up this one, mostly because of the colors. Very, very colorful. Dream Gang, which is about a man who has a psychic bomb planted in his head and has to enter into his dreams in order to find it and destroy it. Then I got The Death of Superman, the best-selling graphic novel of all time, and I really like kind of like alternative versions of Superman. Then I have some Archie comics. I have Archie Volume 1, which is the new version of Archie, and then I got Jughead Volume 1 as well. Jughead's my favorite Archie character. I am used to the traditional Archie style, but I thought I'd give these a go. And another Archie alternative is Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. This is The Crucible Volume 1, and it is quite disturbing. Yeah. Like, this is Sabrina that we're getting now. We'll see how that goes. And this one I'm really looking forward to. This is Unfollow, and it's about a man who leaves $18 million to 140 different strangers, and then says, if any of you die, the money gets distributed amongst you again. So they eventually go and try and kill each other so they're the last one standing, and they have $18 million. Yeah. And another graphic novel, which is going to be interesting to show you, is Building Stories in this huge box here. This is by Chris Ware. And I'm not going to show you inside it because I am adding a highlight haul where I do show you the contents of the box. That will be uploaded tomorrow. Then I got this one, and it's more of a well, I don't know if you'd actually classify this as a children's novel because of the content, but it's The Cat with a Really Big Head, and it is another quite disturbing children's type novel. Yeah, and then there's another one in the back called A Big Question, which is about when true love dies. So that's going to be really cool. Next are the ones that I picked up because of BookTube, so you're to blame for this. So first I'll start off with like the generic books that have been going around BookTube. I didn't really learn them from one specific person. First off, Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I found it on audiobook here. As I said, I only paid $2 for this. If I bought it retail, it would have been $54, which is ridiculous. This is like a science fiction thing about a guy who gets sucked into an alternative universe. I've heard good things about it. Then a controversial book. People either love it or hate it. A Little Life by Hannah Yanakira, which is apparently one of the most heart-wrenching books you'll read. Then I got Between the World and Me by Ta-Nehisi Coates, which is a letter from a father to a son about the race issues that are going on in the States. Then this was another big book around YouTube, The Underground Railroad by Colson Whitehead. And this is like a alternative history where there is an actual underground railroad that helps slaves escape. That's what I understood from what I've seen of it. Then I have Behold the Dreamers by Mbolo Mbue. And this is about a Cameroonian immigrant to New York, and he's working as a taxi driver during the economic collapse. These next ones are picked up because of certain people. Then I picked up this copy of I1Q84 by Haruki Murakami. Kate Foyle, I'm gonna say her last name, is a big fan of Haruki Murakami, and she's reading this one right now, so I look forward to picking that up. And then I picked up Nightwood by Juna Barnes, because I saw it on Vipka's channel, One Book, One Review, and she seemed to think it was really cool. And also because on the back, it says it was admired by James Joyce, so that sounds pretty cool. A few years ago, I've been looking for this book for a while. A few years ago, I saw a review posted by Ashley over at Climb the Stacks, who's recently just come back to BookTube, so I'll link her channel down below, of course. This is The House on Mangle Street by Sandra Cisneros, and it is a series of vignettes that take place from this young girl's perspective, but with, you know, lots of maybe not so little kid stuff going on. If I just read the summary on the inside here, I probably wouldn't have picked it up, but on the recommendation of Jennifer at Insert Literary Pun here, I picked this up. The Portable Veblen by Elizabeth Mackenzie, and it seems to be about a married couple, but a squirrel is involved too. Camille over at What Camille Reads did a wonderful review of Eileen by Otessa Mossfig. And this is a character study of a woman named Eileen, obviously, who takes care of her alcoholic father, works in a boys' prison. She is a shoplifter, a stalker, and gets caught up in a crime. A while ago, Rincey over at Rincey Reads recommended Lexicon by Max Berry, which is a lot to do with words and how we use them. And back here it says, "Sticks and stones break bones, words kill." So that looks pretty cool. Dustin at Book Babble. I couldn't find the review on his channel, but his Instagram profile picture is him reading this, Romeo and or Juliet by Brian North. So I picked that one up as well. It's a choose your own adventure version of Romeo and Juliet. And lastly, I think this is most well known on Max at Well Done Books channel. This is the first book I found it. I was so lucky to find it, of My Brilliant Friend by Elena Ferrante, the first book in the Neapolitan novels. If you saw my other book haul, I picked up books 2, 3, and 4. So now I have book 1, and I can start the series. That's it. Sorry this video was so long. Thank you for sticking around, and thank you for watching.